Okay, the other thing that we can do, let's first of all just get our layers up, is we can create gradients on objects as well. So if I click on one of my shapes, I can click on this gradient tool here, and then click on the shape itself, and I can move this middle thing in order to make sure where the gradient is. Or for example, if I want there to be a lot of white and a lot of black, that gradient mark gets smaller. On the right hand side here is a really useful way of changing things like the color or the direction of the gradient. So at the moment it's going horizontally. I can change that so it is going vertically by making it a 90-degree angle. The other thing I can do is, if I just don't want it to be gradient from up to down, I can make it so it's gradient from the center. Or I can do this sort of wiggly or just like various corners, different colors sort of thing. If I want to change these colors, I just need to double click on those different areas, and then I can choose my colors, like so, like that, or like that. So then I have those two colors and the gradient change. I'm going to change it so it's going from, let's make it go from white. I'm going to change it so it's going white to orange, like that. That's one way in which you can create a gradient. Let's click away from that. We'll go back to our select tool, select away. So we've got that beautiful gradient going on there. The other thing we can do is we can do a gradient between two shapes or two objects. So if I go to moving to, where I've got these two shapes at the moment, if I then go to this little blend tool button here, click on that, and then just click between these two shapes, what happens is you get this weird blend between the two shapes, which I think also looks pretty amazing. So that's two ways in which you can do blends. I'm just going to go back for now because I want to keep it like this. The other thing that I think is a really useful way of sort of like doing some cool effects to your shapes is you can go up to the effect button at the top of the screen here, and there's loads of different ways in which you can sort of distort, blur, sketch, stylize your shapes or your text. So if I click on a shape that I like, so I might click on this one, and I might do something like I might give it a texture. Where is that again? So if I go to texture, I can go to grain, and you'll see it'll open up this. So these are all different ways in which you can sort of play with your shapes. So I just want to go to texture. I just want to give it a grain. I can choose the intensity of my grain here, how much contrast there is, until I'm happy with my results. So I can add a weird grain to it like that, or you might choose to do any other effects on your shapes, and then when you're done you just simply press OK, and then that's another way in which you can sort of add an effect to a shape.